What we're going to work on first is bringing our ankles together here, pointing the toes down. And so now the toes are nice and pointed down. Not so hard that we're creating a Charlie horse. Our knees are together if we can get them there. And then we're going to squeeze the glutes. Okay, we squeeze the glutes here. And we're going to breathe in. And we should be able to get a 90% volume breath. A nice breath all the way up into the chest, all the way into the belly, really nicely integrating. And all the way in, all the way out. Again, keeping that nice dynamically braced spine. Everything is coherent and together. Now, when we exhale all the way for this third breath, we're going to brace our core here. Almost like someone's going to pop us in the stomach. And so, as we're braced here, we're going to keep breathing in, but with a tight core. And just for 5 breaths, we're just going to keep this brace here. Understanding what it feels like to complete a compressed volume here. Compressed because there's tension in the corset. Breathe in. So our breath is coming more from the chest, but still pumping from the diaphragm, even though it's blocked by the tightness of the corset. Okay? I'm still tight in my legs, my booty, my pointing. And then you can relax everything. Okay? Now we have a sense of what it feels like to have a nice dynamically braced spine, and then we're going to learn how to incorporate this into other positioning. Okay? So, starting here, again, we're in a neutral position, supine. We're bringing our ankles and our knees together. We're pointing our toes down in plantar flexion. Not so hard that we're creating a Charlie horse, but definitely a nice little bit of action. And then we're squeezing the glute tissue, our booty. Almost like we're rising up just a little bit, but we're not moving the lumbar spine. Our spine should pick up off the mat just a little bit, but we're still in a neutral position. Our breath should be moving in and out nice and slowly, nice and softly. We should be able to get in a 90% volume breath here. Filling the belly, the chest, even all the way up into the throat if we can manage it. Our goal here is to make sure that we're getting some nice pump of breath in and out. After 3 breaths, we're going to create some dynamic tension, almost like someone's going to pop us in the tummy. Keep creating a nice braced corset. Again, keeping that 90% breath in though. Even with that brace. Let's begin. In this position here, we're going to work on anterior and posterior pelvic rocking. Our goal here is to learn how to utilize the extensor muscles in the posterior of the body in a way that we can start to rock the pelvis gently, warming them up for some more activity in the coming exercises. Let's begin by gently rocking the pelvis forward and backward so that the sacrum, the tailbone, will start to rock down into the mat and then up towards the ceiling. So, anterior pelvic tilt, pelvis opens forward, posterior pelvic tilt, pelvis rocks backward. Here, we're allowing the body to start to open up, having a sense of the extensors and flexors of the body and how they're generating momentum in the spine. We can begin to pair this with breath, inhaling as we anteriorly pelvic tilt and exhale as we go to the posterior. As we inhale, the diaphragm contracts, pushing the viscera down. We get a big belly. Exhale. Diaphragm relaxes, viscera retreats, pelvis comes up, posterior pelvic tilt. So gently rocking back and forth. We can do this for a 20 rep count. Now that we're all warmed up, we're going to start to really bring some more dynamic pressures through the belly and the chest. We worked on the pump here and the anterior and the posterior pelvic tilts at the beginning. Now we're going to start working on the breath dynamics between the abdominal cavity and the thoracic cavity. So when we bring our breath in, we're going to hold the breath in so that the diaphragm is pushing down, contracted, and then force that breath back into the chest. So we're working on creating this pump back and forth between the abdominal cavity and the chest cavity, expanding the ribs here, but also learning how to contract the diaphragm more robustly. So it looks something like this, and then we'll go through the finer points. Nice breath in through the nose. What we're doing is we're creating breath in, a contraction of the diaphragm down so the air fills the lungs. As the diaphragm contracts down, it pushes the viscera down. This is what a diaphragmatic breath looks like. Our back should hover just a bit here. My goal with my bracing here is going to be to brace the core and flatten the back, driving that breath up into the chest cavity. As we release, the belly fills again, allowing the chest to sink. And we're pumping back and forth. Okay? So we'll do this one more time. Nice breath in through the nose. In this posture, in the piston breath series, we're going to be belly down. Place your right hand palm down, left cheek on the back of your right hand, left arm down your side. Here, we'll find that breath through the nose into the belly has a bit of a different feel. A few breaths, getting used to the sensation of filling your belly might be all the work we need today in this posture. If you find it easy to bring breath into the belly in this posture, we can begin by starting that piston breath, which is a breath in through the nose, a hold of the breath, and then a force of that breath balloon from the belly into the chest. So, nice breath in through the nose, lock the breath, and back and forth. Go for your maximum breath hold and rock the pistons back and forth. We do this 2 times. Again, you may find that 1 time is enough. You may find that just bringing breath into your belly is enough for you as well. Lovely. Let's do another round of piston breaths. In through the nose, lock, and begin. We then come up and switch to the other side. For brevity's sake, continue on your own. In this part of the piston breathwork series, we'll be in a side lying posture. our ankles will be directly beneath our pelvis, knees out front. Extending our left arm out overhead, left ear on left shoulder, right hand on the right pelvis. Our breath will come in to the belly. We're going to lock that breath and work our piston breath. Begin. The purpose of this posture is to lock the left ribs down into the floor so that the right ribs are forced to create more mobility. Our goal here is to allow a unilateral flexion of these ribs to begin opening this side here like so. Let's continue with another round. Breath in through the nose, lock, begin. Continue over to the other side. Switch. Knees beneath, ankles beneath the pelvis, knees out front, arm extended out overhead, right ear on right shoulder, left hand on the pelvis, and we begin with our piston breath work again. Breath in through the nose. Lock. Again, our goal is locking the ribs on the right side, expanding the ribs on the left so that we have a nice unilateral flexion and opening of the ribs on this side. Another second or two of normal breathing. Lovely. Last round. Breath in, lock, piston breath. That's the side lying piston breath work.